Hi everyone, welcome to week 9. We are going to continue in reviewing various diseases, and so this week we're going to get started on cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and the chronic lung diseases that occur. So you are going to be responsible, as per usual, to complete the reading. You'll have the Learn Smart, the quiz. You'll have the cardiovascular health lab. And then I have 3 videos in there that you can watch that are about cardiovascular disease and how those can be impacted by various external factors as well. And then you have a cardio check assignment where you'll have to complete some exercises and review some information and then write a reflection paper. You are now starting your 2nd week of journaling. So this is where you're implementing your behavior change project. So whatever you've identified throughout the course of this semester, you will be implementing that and journaling at least 5 times a week. And these need to be daily. You can't just on one day put in, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of those journals. Those are date stamped. They need to be done daily, and that's just part of the requirement. And so if you're not doing that, you will lose points for that. We're going to continue in our ethics and health project. And so I'll give a little bit more information about this at the end of the video. But for the first part, you're just going to continue to work in your groups. The group research wiki assignment is due at the end of this week on the 24th, and then you'll need to complete the ethics module and then take the ethics quiz. In order to progress and move forward, you have to obtain at least a 70% on the ethics quiz. You can retake this, and you will need to retake this if you do not get at least a 70%, because you'll need to do that in order to move on to the final paper. Okay. So let's go through the cardiovascular folder first, and then we'll move on from there. So here you have the 3 videos that I've identified. So how the heart works, the sun, heart health, and cancer, and then sugar, diabetes, health, and healthcare. So I don't have any sort of reflection that you have to complete for these. These are just valuable information videos for you, or informative videos for you. Then moving forward, we have the PowerPoint, the Learn Smart, your quiz, and then your lab. So again, these are the McGraw-Hill assignments. So you should hopefully have access to these. If you don't, continue to let me know, so that way I can track who has access to these or not. And then finally, you have the cardio check assignment. So I'm going to click on this and show you guys what it's going to look like. Okay, so this is typically, we would, if we were meeting in person, we would be able to have a lab that's associated with this, where you would be able to find out what your A1C level is and your cholesterol level. And so this now, because it's online, we don't have the ability to do that online. So now you're just going to do it as a theoretical assignment and learning more about healthy levels. Okay, so it states in here, not essay format, just answer the questions and fill in the tables. So what you'll want to do is, this is a 3-step lab. Nope, it's not gonna let me put all 3. Okay, so you're gonna do the screening, and then in the back of the lab packet is the copy of the stratification sheet. And so this is going to assess your risk of having a cardiovascular complication. Then you are going to do the research, and this will be due by the end of this week. I realize it doesn't have a due date on there, but it is due at the end of the week on the 24th. Okay, so let's get down. Here is the assessment. So you are going to mark all of the true statements, go through here, mark everything that's true, and then you're going to utilize the textbook and your research and be able to answer in all of the values that are deemed normal or optimal for each factor. So you're going to want to find out what the normal cholesterol level is, HDL, LDL, triglycerides, your total HDL ratio, your blood pressure, and your A1C. So you want to find out what is a normal, optimal factor or value for each of these. And then you're going to research and answer completely the following questions. So these 5 questions. And so this can be done on a separate sheet of paper, or a separate Word document. And then you can just turn this in with these levels and the 5 questions. So that's all that is for the cardio check that you have to do. And then let's go back to week 9. Okay, so then let's go through the behavior change project. So begin your 2nd week of journaling. So as I stated before, you have to, it says it down here, you have to have completed the behavior change project contract prior to having access to the journals. So if you have not done that, if you have not done step 1.1 through 1.5 in order to gain access to the behavior change contract, I highly recommend doing so as soon as possible because this is a significant portion of your grade. So turn in the contract and then you'll have access to the journals. They are done on a weekly basis. And so week 1, today is Sunday. This is the last day that you have access to the journals. And then the next week, week 2 of journaling begins on Monday. So you'll want to complete that. You have to journal 5 times a week for a total of 20 times. And you'll be doing this for 4 weeks. So you're going to be starting your 2nd week of journaling. And then you can find that behavior change project right here. Okay, so now let's go through the ethics and health project. I've had a few questions from individuals about this project, and so it is a group assignment, but I do know who completes what things, or who is entering things in the wiki page. So there is an individual level or element as well because I know who's actually completing work. So somebody that doesn't turn in anything will not be able to benefit from the group, the group members that are completing the work. So the important thing to note is you will be required to complete the assignment as a whole. Each of the sources need to be done in order for you to potentially obtain full credit. But there is that element of individual grading as well. Okay, so continue to work in your assigned groups and complete the source reviews. And that is due, the source reviews are going to be due on the 24th, so at the end of this week. And then you will need to complete the ethics module and take the ethics review and application quiz. And like I stated earlier, must earn 70% or higher. So if we go to the ethics in health, okay, so truly what the ultimate goal of this assignment is we are assessing an ethical dilemma, and that is this right here. So each of these sources you should be assessing and reviewing with this ethical dilemma in mind. So there's 4 different sources, and then you are responsible for choosing one of them. Each of the group members will identify which source they want to review, and you are going to collaborate and create a research review. Okay, so I have already put in the group what I'm looking for, and I showed you guys this last week, but I'm just going to kind of review this again. So what you need to do is identify which source you're doing. In order to do that, you're going to edit wiki content. And then I say I'm going to review source 2. So in order to claim that, I just hit submit. And so now my name shows up in there. So everybody should be doing this. I should be able to go into every single group and identify which individual is completing which source and when the work's going to be completed by. So my suggestion, because we are on the final week of this project, that you know that your work will be completed by Friday. So Friday is, I have to look at the calendar, Friday is the 22nd. So if you state that your work should be completed by the 22nd, then the whole group, the group as a whole knows if this is not done by the 22nd, we need to review this and make sure that the work gets completed. You know, you're welcome to send me an email and let me know that, you know, if group members aren't participating, and I'm happy to assist you in reaching out to them. But you are responsible for all of the information from all the sources. So this is a research review. So you're going to be completing these different questions. So what type is the source? Who published it? Is this a credible source of information for the topic? Why or why not? And you want to summarize the information that's relevant to the topic, and it should be a thorough review. If your source is not a journal article, so if it's more of a website, then do they provide links to the sources they used for the information? If so, you should be reviewing those links as well. And you need to list each reference source, one per line, just keep hitting enter with the type of source. So an example is provided below. So New England Journal of Medicine, it's a research journal article, it's credible, and it's relevant. Okay, and then if it is a journal article, you're just going to answer these following questions. And I've provided a couple links for you in order to assist you with this answer as well. So this is what you need to do for the group research. And so 4 sources, all 4 of them need to be done by the 24th, and you are working in a group. So if you need additional information on any of this, I'm happy to schedule a time to meet. But really what we're doing is, again, with this ethical dilemma in mind, this is how you should be reviewing and assessing the information in each source. Okay, the other part of this is to complete this ethics module. Okay, so you're going to click in here and you're going to go through each one of these ethical viewpoints. So part of this course is ethics designated, as we've talked about. So you need to review each of these ethical viewpoints. And then what you'll do is come back and take this quiz. And this is the quiz that you need to receive at least a 70% on. And so that will allow you to get to the final stage, which is this ethic and personal health paper. If you do not receive a 70% on this, you do not have access to that ethics and personal health paper, which again is a significant portion of your grade for the course. So if you don't receive a 70%, review the information again and retake the quiz. And that's perfectly acceptable. A lot of this information can be confusing, and you know, it's not necessarily something that we think about in everyday life. So it will be really important to review things multiple times. So if we go back to week 9, that is what you'll need to be completing this week. And everything this week is due the 24th, so next Sunday at 11:59 p.m. I hope you guys have a great week, and let me know if you have any questions or if anything comes up.